Alright, this is kind of a poppy chord progression, if you will. First notes are F, C, F, A. Okay, notice we have the double Fs, an octave. This is nothing more than an F major chord. If you throw this A down here and realize that this is a double, what are you left with? Just a standard regular F major triad. So this is kind of like a piano voicing, makes it a little bit more open with the third degree, the A, 1, 2, 3. This is the third degree of the F major scale, with the third degree on top as the melody, okay? Second chord, D, A, F, and A. So between the first and second chord, the right hand does not change. We have two common tones, the F and the A. Okay? And the left hand is doing a simple movement. We have perfect fifths from F to C, D to A. Same interval. These are both perfect fifths. Remember that there's 7 half steps in a perfect fifth. What does that mean exactly? Let's count up chromatically. From F to F sharp is 1 half step, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 half steps in this perfect fifth. Okay? Remember, half steps are different than the intervals of the major scale or whatever your scale you're referring to. So, in terms of white notes or major scale degrees, okay, so this is the fifth. That's why we call it a perfect fifth. If we're going to talk about chromatics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 half steps in a perfect fifth. Okay, that's important to know since we're essentially changing keys, keeping the same structure, but taking it down 1, 2, 3 half steps to the D and the A. I hope that made sense and everyone's still with me. Okay, so that's the first and second chord. Third chord is B flat, F, D, and F. Okay, and what do you know? This is kind of like exactly the same thing as the first chord. Let's count down. If we were to go down chromatically, okay, there's our notes. B flat, F, D, F. So it's the same chord essentially, but transposed down to the key of B flat. And then same thing with the fourth and final chord, going up by half steps to make sure that we maintain the same intervals. C, G, E, and G. Throw the G down an octave. It's a repetition. Throw the E down an octave, and this is a C major triad. So very simple chords, but then again, pop music is built on very simple chords. So here's the progression again. You can practice the right hand by itself. Realizing that when you hit the first 2 chords it's the same, and then from the second to the third chord the F is in common. Okay, so that's kind of nice to know. We're already kind of there. You never need to really leave the keyboard. It gives you some extra security. And then the fourth and final chord takes both notes and moves them up by 1 each. Okay, so you can practice that in the right hand by itself separate. And then it's also probably a good idea to practice the left hand by itself as well. Get in this movement. Okay. These are all fifths. F to C is a fifth, D to A is a fifth, B flat to F is a fifth, C to G is a fifth. And then when you put it together, alright. Alright, so that's that progression. Hope you liked it. Practice it. Put the timer on, for 10 minutes and just do it. Do it for 10 minutes. Get it inside your fingers. Doing it in a repetitious way like that will allow you to develop muscle memory so that you don't need to think. The whole idea of practicing chords and anything really, especially this is so applicable when you talk about music, is just to do something over and over again until it becomes an unconscious reaction. Like you can basically do it in your sleep. You know how you're driving to work and sometimes your mind will space out and you're like, how did I get here? Your body just did it all by itself because it's gone that same way so many times. Well, the same thing with piano. The more that you practice this progression over and over again, it will allow you to have other mental resources to think about other things. And this is, where the magic happens in terms of creating music, because you're freed up to put in your emotion and whatever other spontaneous ideas may come to mind, because you're not actually worried about playing the basics of the chord. Okay, so that's how we get to the higher level creation, is just through sheer repetition of the basics, and that's why it's so important. So thanks for watching. Go on over to musicpack.com. I have some method books that teach sight reading if you want to actually learn how to read the notes on paper. And I also do product reviews. If you're in the market to buy a MIDI controller or some new headphones or some studio monitors to make the sound, out of your speakers sound awesome, go over there and check out my reviews. And if you feel so inclined, you can purchase through my links. I will receive a small commission. And every little bit helps and is much appreciated. Allows me to keep on creating these free piano tutorials for you guys. So thanks again for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Like it if you learned something new. And I'll see you next time.